Hey, Amanda from the Happy Homestead here. This is a video that I hadn't planned on doing, but I think others would really benefit from it. Now you have to excuse me because I'm looking a little ragged. It is a Thursday, it is 7 o'clock at night, and I'm tired. I've worked all day, my kids are upstairs, thankfully, but it's just life. This is what it is today. But my fruit trees came in. I ordered 4 fruit trees from Stark Brothers. I have it on my phone here. I wanted to tell you, I have a Golden Delicious apple. It's a semi-dwarf. I got a Red Rome Beauty apple, also a semi-dwarf. And then two contender peach, so 2 peach trees. Now we already have a couple of apple trees, but one of them accidentally got run over by the lawnmower. Totally different topic. So I replenished it. That was the Red Rome that got run over. So I bought another one because it's literally like, and I don't know how long it's gonna take to come back. So I got another one of those, 2 peach, and then I decided to get a Golden Delicious as well. So the 2 semi-dwarfs are, I think they get to between like 12 and 15 feet tall, so totally manageable, and you can prune them and keep them smaller if you want. And then the peach, I believe, are dwarf. These are all bare root. So all I did when they came, they arrived, gosh, maybe 3 hours ago, around 4 p.m. All I did was open the box. That was it. So I'm gonna unbox them and I'm gonna plant them in the ground tomorrow and you'll see that. But tonight, I'm just gonna soak the roots in some water in a 5-gallon bucket. I gotta fill this up a little bit more. You don't want to soak them for more than 24 hours, and I don't think I would even do it that long. So they're only gonna be soaking for maybe 15 to 18 hours, and then they're gonna go in the dirt. So let's unbox these. Okay, so I'm hoping this is a decent enough angle. So remember, there's 4 trees in here. And when you open the box, they're wrapped in this plastic. And so when it says bare root, that's literally what it means. This is just shredded newspaper that was moistened to kind of keep the roots damp while shipment, like during the shipping. But you can kind of see, right? So this is the bare root, and they have a tag so you can see what's what. So this is the Red Rome apple. I have my 5-gallon bucket down here on the ground, and it's got about 4 inches of water in it. So I'm just gonna put this in. And as I'm doing that, I can see I actually need more water. But let's get the rest of these in. You can, I mean, this is, look at this tree. This is probably a 3-foot tree. I mean, it looks good. Now, I have ordered from Stark before, and I have had really good results. So I would not hesitate to recommend them for any fruit trees or berries. They also have nut trees, but I haven't tried those yet. And what's great about Stark is that on their website, you put in your zip code. And not only will it tell you what zone you're in, but it will tell you what trees, depending upon what kind of tree you're looking for, or plant, it'll tell you if that plant will work within your zone, which is awesome too. So here's another one. This one is a peach. So excited. Now, when you're doing fruit trees, you have to be aware that they take some time, right? Now, these trees, I think these are already between 2 and 3 years old, so they've gotten some age behind them. But I don't expect to have any fruit for probably another 2 years or so. So when you're doing, this is the other peach, by the way, the other contender peach. Look at that. Look at all these offshoots. This one looks good. So when you're doing fruit trees, you just need to make sure you understand that they're not going to be giving off fruit right away. You can buy larger trees that will give you that fruit more quickly, but you'll pay more for those also. But what I was going to say is that if you think you want to do fruit trees, you want to do them sooner than later because they do take time to bear. And nut trees are even longer. Nut trees take like 7 to sometimes 9 years to bear, so even longer. So if you think you want to have some sort of nut or fruit orchard, get them in the ground sooner than later. Okay, and that was the other apple, right? That's the, oh yeah, this is the Golden Delicious one. I am so excited about how these look. Oh my gosh, they look fantastic. All right, so I'm just gonna put a little more water in. So I'm not covering all the roots yet, so I need to keep going until the roots are covered. I think that's probably good enough. Now, the bucket is about half full. In fact, let me show you guys. It's about half full of water, right? So the roots are mainly covered. There's a couple of roots here I could kind of stick down a little bit, but for the most part, I think we are good. And so they are just gonna sit there all night tonight, and then I am going to plant them in the morning. I'm gonna do a mixture. I've got some big pots. I actually am not putting them in the ground yet because they aren't going to be in their permanent place yet. Their permanent place is not entirely cleared and ready for them. So they're going to be going in some really large pots that I just got for free at our local garden center. By the way, check that out. I wouldn't necessarily go to a Lowe's or a Home Depot, but check some of the small mom and pop nurseries. Sometimes they are more than willing to get rid of their non-pretty pots. So that's what I got. I got 4 big ones, and I'm going to do a mixture of the black cow compost and some organic soil with some plant food in it. You don't need to fertilize fruit trees right away when you're planting them. That's only when they're actually coming to bear fruit and whatnot. So these are going to sit overnight. I will see you in the morning, and we'll go plant them then. Good morning. It's the next day. It is 11:30 in the morning, so the trees are still in the bucket here behind me, and they've been soaking, so what's that, roughly 17-ish hours, almost 17 hours, so not too long, and we're ready to get them in the pots. So remember, I'm putting them in pots, and I've got dirt here, compost here. I'm going to fill those pots up first, and then I'll get the trees in and we'll water. So I'm excited. Let's get started. Okay, so we've got the buckets about half full. I am now going to start putting the trees in, and then I'll finish with putting some more dirt and compost to kind of surround it, cover the roots. So just taking the tree out of the water. This is my red Rome apple. And so when you're on the Stark website, remember I told you how they'll tell you what works for your zone and your zip code? Well, they'll also tell you if the variety that you're looking at needs a pollinator. Most trees, fruit trees and nut trees do. There are a handful that are self-pollinating, but they will still do so much better if there is another compatible variety nearby. So I made sure that's why I have, you know, the red Rome. I actually have an Arkansas Black, I think. And then I've got the Golden Delicious. So I've got 3 apple varieties. I've got a couple of different persimmon varieties. I've got the 2 peach trees. We want to make sure we have good pollination to actually get fruit. But the website will tell you if you need that. And what varieties are the best pollinator. You want to get it so that the stalk is as straight as possible, because this is your chance to not have a crooked tree. Oh, wait, here's the other tree. This is the Golden Delicious. I cannot believe, I mean, look how huge that is. The trunk is probably 1.5 inches thick, maybe 1 3/4 inches thick. This is a big tree. I am so excited about this. So obviously these trees are going to be great for just eating right off the tree, but we're also going to be doing a lot of preserving with our apples as well. Okay, and then I'm going to put compost on top of that layer. Alright, so these are the 2 peach trees. You can see like one peach tree is probably a good 6 inches taller than the other, but it is what it is. It's okay. Stark does such a good job. They really do. We actually have quite a few things from them. I started buying fruit trees from them last year, and I'll show you what we have already after I get this done. So this tree's a little crooked. Straighten that up. So guys, this isn't rocket science, right? The bare root makes the transplant so easy. You just need to have good soil, plenty of depth and room. And I stick them down about maybe 2/3 the way down within the dirt. Right, I want to have the dirt kind of covering the graft line. These are grafted trees, so I want to have them covering the graft line. Like right up to the graft line. And you just want to be careful to take precaution with the roots, not let the roots get broken. Push it down a little bit, get some of the air pockets out. Okay, one more bag. So this is so easy. And you don't have to have acres of land. You can do fruit trees in these pots. Now granted, they're not going to get maybe as large, but that's okay. You can still make it work. These bags are heavy. compost bags are so much heavier, and yet the soil bags are bigger, but they're lighter. I think the compost has moisture in them. Compost is wet, which is okay because now there's moisture in the soil. Okay, that's it. Now I'm just gonna water. I'm actually gonna use, I have some jugs of water, but I'm gonna use this water first. You wanna make sure you have really good drainage. So good soil helps with that, but your pots have to have drainage holes. And remember, we were soaking these overnight, so they're not dry by any means. I actually don't think I even need to give them any more water. Oh, hi, Mr. Honeybee. We got a honeybee here. These are good. Awesome. Okay, so there are our fruit trees. We've got the red Rome, the golden delicious, and the two peach. They are in full sun. Fruit trees do need full sun. So this is my red Rome that got run over. As you can see, I've tried to make it very obvious that there is a tree here. This is an Arkansas black apple tree. We planted this a year ago, so this has been in the ground for a full year. It looks pretty good. I can already see the buds coming up on the branches. This is a really good storage apple, so I've read that the Arkansas black apples have a great storage life, you know, with optimal conditions. Okay, so our fruit trees are planted. Got them in. Now remember, they take a couple of years to actually start bearing fruit, so you want to get them planted as soon as possible. And if you don't have a permanent location in the ground that you really want to put them in, maybe you're planning on moving in a couple of years, you don't have to wait, you don't have to hesitate. You can still get them in these larger pots and then plant them in the ground when you have that spot ready. That's exactly what we're doing. Our orchard area is full of trees. So we're doing this right now with the exception of the couple I showed you, the apples I showed you today, because we just planted them a year ago, but they're going to get moved at some point. But everything is going to go into this area that'll be cleared. So I didn't want to waste any time, right? I didn't want to lose those years to bear. So when we're actually ready, we can actually start getting some fruit. I hope you found this helpful. I highly recommend Stark Brothers. Check out their website. They make the shopping very easy, very intuitive to figure out what works for you. Stay healthy, stay well, and I'll see you next time.